Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today is pretty simple. We're gonna get straight to it. I actually don't have a lot of stuff to say, which is remarkable. Today, we're gonna be using a yoga block for support underneath our splits. So if you don't have a yoga block, maybe a pillow or some sort of source of support would work just as well. We're gonna start in our classic lunge, but we're gonna keep it moving a little bit more today. Pressing it forward, and then almost immediately pressing it back to get that hamstring stretch. We're going to alternate between those two, pressing it forward and then pressing it back. About 3 times total, pushing it forward, pressing it back, and then one more, pushing it forward, and then we're going to find the center place here. So come up a little bit more upright. I want you to stack your hips above your knees. So if you need a little more padding under your knee, sorry for the audio, go ahead and put something a little more squishy under there. I want you to tuck your hips and almost take a small hinge back, hands behind the head, and then tuck your chin down. Now it's hard to feel this initially for some people, and once you do, you'll know it. So it requires a little bit of push down, a lot of tuck, and then that chin tuck. So if you're too far forward, you're not going to feel that. This is great for kind of that inside edge of your hip flexor. It gets a little higher than our traditional lunge does. So a little pull with that head, tuck, tuck, tuck through those hips, and release. So I'm gonna try to go a little faster. My video from yesterday was 25 minutes long. I actually put a bunch of stuff out. Hopefully this video will be a little more like 10 minutes. One more time, tuck those hips, pull your chin to your chest. I push my knee down into the ground, engage my butt and my quad a little bit, trying to tuck that pelvis posteriorly to the back. And then press forward. Sitting back into our hamstring, just a little stretch here, but most of our time today is going to be spent in our splits. So we're going more for a splits for time approach. Well, not for time, for length of time. Splits as long as we can today, and that's where your yoga block is going to come in handy. So one more press through. I do want you to feel stretched out here. Just a little less of a static approach today. And then one press back. Okay, so I'm already going to start sliding out to my splits, but I'm going to give you some options here. So if you have a yoga block, the tall side up is a great way to stabilize. Make sure you're securely on it so it doesn't fly out from underneath you. And then it just enables you to relax deeper into your stretch. It's actually, like, I have my splits, but this feels awesome. This feels really good. Just on my hamstring, a little bit of that pressure there. I'm really able to stay square in my hips and pull up. It's a little less pressure in my hands too. So stay here, take some nice deep breaths. And you can use this as a great gauge for your splits progression as well. If you're up at the top, or you even need a bigger object like an Amazon box or whatever you have at home, use that. And then if you can go down to your yoga block, great. Next progression is to come down to that shorter edge. You can always do this shorter edge too. I didn't do that one before, but I like that. Coming down, spending a little time there. And if you're farther, go ahead and come to that lower one. Now this one, because I have trouble squaring my hips, this actually feels pretty moderate for me. This is pretty good. It enables me to fully rock and lock into that side, which I want. Big breath here. We're going to apply a little bit of that force to the floor, pushing down through both legs actively, almost like you're going to close the scissors here. Close your legs in and up. And then release. Do that one more time. Pull. And release. How you doing? I'm feeling like it's getting a little more intense. I'm going to go ahead and ditch that yoga block. See if I can do a little bit lower into my splits. Whew. If you're up on that yoga block, just relax. That's the purpose of that, having that support. Really helps give you the ability to breathe and allow those muscle fibers to open. All right, final about 10 seconds here, and we'll do the other side. Pretty simple today. We're breathing. So as we've started to incorporate more variety of stretches, different stretches for different muscle groups, I do want to make sure you're spending time achieving what we're going for here, which is your splits. So spend that time, put that effort in, and it'll always pay off, right? So I'm going to go ahead and switch to the other side. Short and sweep. Take it on over. I'm going to go ahead and stay facing this way because my mic pack is on this side. Give you a better angle. So pressing forward to that lunge, traditional lunge here first. Toes are down though. And then pressing back into the hamstring. The goal is not to push super far, super fast. You're warming up those legs. Opening the muscles. Pushing through. Ooh. Maybe you're developing a little bit of a better sense of sensitivity to your body. What feels tight? What feels sore today? All right, so we're going to meet halfway in the middle. Give me that little tuck through your hips, a little bit of a hinge back. You really need to be upright. Drop your chin down, hands behind the head, square those hips, and pull. Woo! A lot more on this side. Nice big breath, pushing through that knee, tucking posteriorly through the pelvis, and drawing down slightly and gently with the hands. Okay, push back through to that lunge. Open anything out that you didn't get that first few times. And then come back up, one more tuck. Drive through that knee, pull down through your head. The flexors are so intricate that I think it's important to get at it from every angle possible. So you have an even better chance for success. All right, out we go. A little bit of time in the hamstring, just a little bit, before we go for gold on that left side split. Hamstring time. One thing I really like, and I want to mention this about the yoga block underneath the hamstring, is the pressure on the muscle group. That really helps open it out. Something nice that I'll do, maybe in a different video, is if you have a tennis ball or even a ball with those little spikes on it, if you can stretch and lean forward on one hamstring with that ball in that belly of the muscle, really helps to open things up as well, just because of the added pressure. All right, so out we go. We're gonna take that highest place. We're just chilling. We're just hanging out, having a good old chat. Side to side. So like I feel like my outer hamstring on this side is a little tight, and I can kind of put a little more pressure on it by leaning to the side, which is really feels good. Pay attention to your breath here because you are here in this split for a while. Every exhale helps you relax. Oh, so I cheated. I went to that shorter side first. So if you were up on that higher side, then drop to your shorter side. I'm going to go ahead and drop it down to that lower position. Really helps me square my hips. Takes a little pressure off those arms too, which is nice. My back leg is shaking. I don't know if you can see it because I have so much tension there. If it's too hard to keep that leg straight, close it down and then try to straighten it from pressure on the top of your foot. Just a different way to push into it. We're still there. Ooh, my muscles are getting hot. Just from static stretching, sometimes it really brings some heat into the body. Take a final progression if you're ready. We're going to try to do that little scissor squeeze, pulling and pushing the legs into the floor. And release. And one more time. Push, push, push. And release. All right, we're already in our final frontier here, about 10 more seconds. Maybe if you guys want to, if you leave us a comment in the box below, if you prefer longer stretching sessions or shorter ones. I think a challenge like this, realistically, probably 10 minutes is all you got, but ideally, it'd be cool to do like 20 minutes of stretching a day. Man, that'd get you. Or 10 in the morning, 10 at night, depending on your workout schedule. If you can work it around your workout, it's like always ideal. One more breath into that exhale. We push, push, push. And release. We'll wrap it up with a little butterfly stretch and just a tiny visit into our straddle. We always want to just kind of visit those positions. This opens up the outer glutes, and I'm not sure if I believe this, but a teacher a long time ago told me it's really important that you open up the backs of the hips first before you expect your middle splits to go all the way through. That the back of your glutes and your hips need to be stretched out, and that has a very big correlation to the inner part of your leg. I don't know if I subscribe to that a lot, but I always think about it when I'm stretching the hips, like this is really going to value my splits. So I probably need to study that some more. I do remember hearing that a long time ago. So just a little visit to those middle splits. Just say hello to them, check in. Happy Friday to your inner thighs. Little lean forward, let's go back just a little bit. Whew. We're not doing a hardcore center stretch today, so whatever you got, hands down. If you're up pretty high still, try to get someone, stretch when you have someone in your house or at your gym who can just gently push against your back. It's really hard to make flexibility gains when you're not very far initially. Once you're about down to your elbows, gravity really helps and assists you to go farther forward, but when you're up here, it's hard. So if you can get someone to just gently give you a little pressure, it's gonna help you, and you might go down a lot further than you thought you could. So give it a little stretch. Maybe one more breath here and we'll call it, guys. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And you are done for today. Happy Friday, and thanks for stretching with us. We'll see you soon.